G'day, welcome back to another review. This time we're showing off some of my creations. All this here was built specifically for the Kirin blaster. This is my 200 FPS build. And yeah, might actually go through and put a couple bits on because basically I've converted this to shell ejecting just for testing for a friend. But I will swap it back. The only part of my kit which I won't be putting back in is plunger tube, because basically we've got metal one, so might as well slap that back in. But just to go over a couple of the bits, this is all available on Thingiverse for free, or you can also hit me up on Facebook or through my website, blingcustoms.com or Bling Customs on Facebook. But more than happy to sell the kit. It's extremely cheap. I actually don't remember my pricing at the moment, but I remember I've done it cheap. Alternatively, if you have a printer yourself or you know somebody, have a look on Thingiverse. You will find it under some Kirin mods. So just to go over everything, a few bits. This is more of a universal one. It is just a muzzle cover. Slips over, works scar. A bit loose on this one actually. Yeah, bit of electrical tape, and there you go. Got a nice dirty looking muzzle. So might end up putting that back on. I do intend on making a couple more variations of this. I like to do a 3 vent and it's just some open styling, but it wasn't too long to make. It's pretty fun one actually. Quite enjoyed that. Something I do have installed is a plunger head. Now, basically, just put your metal bar through here. A couple people have had their plungers break. This is just a free replacement. It's not the best made, but it does the job. Some of the issues which I've had while printing is this bottom surface, that it doesn't go all the way through. So it still works, does the job, but that is an issue that has been coming up, and the file will need to be revised before I'm selling it. Little trigger cover, just for those of us which don't have the orange trigger, like on my 300 FPS build. So quite literally just stops on, there you go, orange trigger, a little bit more safer. Bolt handle, I wasn't a fan of how short the other one was, so I've just extended the length of it, and yeah, just attaches. You can either just jam it on because it's extremely tight friction fit, or there is a port where you can put the original screw back in, should you like. Rear grip piece, because I myself am disabled and go around on a walking stick. This is another piece which is in the process of being revised, but at the moment I've normally just got a bit of shoelace which comes around and that holds it tight. If you do print it yourself, I suggest warming it up with some hot water first and then molding it on. It goes on a lot easier. Cheek rest is the same issue. Tolerance is on the side. They just need to be widened out a little bit. Bit of warm water soak and then push and firmly apply pressure. So moving on from those bits, I'll show my one which I've installed shortly. These are my dartgates. I was having some issues with the kit which I got from Frontline Foam, which is what inspired me to make all this, because I was very unhappy with some of the product. that's also where I've got the spare metal plunger tube. They did send me out some replacement piece, which I was having the issues with. Yeah, I had to mangle this to get the metal rod out to reinstall it. Yeah, just the print quality on this is just shocking. But something which I've noticed they did in between was, instead of having this friction fit placed in, where these pieces here were sealed but just had some shocking print. Not sure if I've got them in here. No. But these were originally come over in the early versions, not long after I released mine on Thingiverse with these open sides, similar to the original styling. They've done a similar thing, and this is what I got in the replacement. The other issue which I was having with their kit was the dartgate. Basically, see, version 2 is the original kit which I got. The replacement is version 4. I had to file and Dremel all this down from right up high just to be able to get the darts to be able to clear. And as you can see, they're still slightly catched, but they are lifting now. Similar thing, but not as bad. They've come through and brought down this edging a little bit. So whether that's because of me bitching and complaining, or whether they've copied the design or just learnt from their own mistakes, that's the differences. But yeah, as I said, I had to Dremel this down, and they've pretty well brought it down to almost the exact same spot. You can see this piece here was continuous all the way up. I have 3 here, so yeah, another issue with the print. These were early models. These are going out to one of the locals which I play with. Still need to be cleaned up a little bit. So we've got the straight version. All these, when printed off Thingiverse, will come with these tabs. If you don't like it, just give it a yank. So yeah, this is the straight version, where this little peg here sits a little bit lower than the other one. But allows the darts to be able to pass through nice and smoothly. You can see just the difference between mine and theirs. That's a significant improvement. My angled version, very much the same situation. The darts pass through, but I have experienced the same issue which I have with this one, where they just slightly get caught in that lip there. But under pressure while loading, it hasn't seemed to impact the darts, and I haven't minced up any darts or had jams yet, unlike with the frontline foam version. This last version, my personal favourite, and seems to be getting the most downloads for obvious reasons. This is the hybrid version. This allows for the use of both angled and straight talons. But it does require to have this hood installed. Let's spin my 300 FPS build. I've got that one. So this hood is a required piece for here. It doesn't impact it or anything, but what it does do is allow for, as the mag's being seated up, it provides a stop, so your mag doesn't go too far up and will sit in the correct position. As I said, let's swap some of this over real quick. Because I'm done with the testing on some of these shells. I have received a message in regards to somebody who's having issues with printing because of these pieces. As I said, if you're having issues with fitment, just take them off. Need to pop this pin out. Don't know where that went. Pops out. Brand of lube I use is just inox. Works pretty good. I don't mind it. Get a good air seal out of it. Does require some relubing, and more often than it should. But for me, I found it works and works extremely well. Line these up under the light. Great. I've also been contacted by somebody who was after the files because they would like to make a metal version of my plunger head. People have full permission to alter my files in any way which they wish to help the Kirin community be able to expand on some of our mods and everything. If you do wish to make any of it metal, I would love a sample for review myself. And I'm more than happy to pay for that. But as you can see, with the hood going over, it just provides. I have to actually assemble this. There goes the phone charger. It acts as the stop. Now these plastic plunger heads, due to the design, are rather fragile. Hence why I'm preferring using this one in this build over my 300. And the other convenient thing about my plunger head over this one is basically it holds the rod in the back a lot straighter, so it makes that assembly point there a lot easier. Now, I do still prefer using my dart gates. I find them to be rather reliable. I might stick this. I do print all the Kirin pieces in orange. These clear pieces which are going out will be the only versions which I do in this colour. Simply because I designed this with safety in mind, and as you can see from both my blasters, they don't have a lot of orange on them. Someone's going off. So yeah, this is just one of my straight adapters that's going in, because I've already got my angled adapters. Oh, God, that's a bit stiff. What are you catching on? Okay, let's give it a good jam. But as you can see, this peg lines up just right for the dart to be able to go into the dart gate, and right. So as you can see, slightly too high. Close the breech. Load. Perfect. So obviously incredibly smooth. Yes, unfortunately, this does need to be closed when loading the mag, otherwise you can put it in too far. Adjustments, I'm working on them. With the hood files, you have your dartgate options. Obviously, we have the smooth flush style. These two designs here are designed specifically so you don't have to use the hood, but if you are, this one allows for the hood to still be in place while providing a stop for your mag piece, your mag to be going up. This one here, same thing, but obviously this is for without the hood. And as you can see, they're just perfect. So yes, the files are being continuously worked on slowly. But that's about it. if you are having any issues, feel free to hit us up and I can try and help you out the best I can. Obviously, some of it's do need a bit of a cleanup. Some of these look a little bit messy just because I'm excessive with my supports. And, well, yes. But anything I send out will be getting a good cleanup beforehand, before it goes. Alright, well, I hope you enjoy. If you're interested, as I said, hit me up either through my website or Facebook, or even hit us up on YouTube. And we'll be able to point you in the right direction. I hope you enjoyed the video. Blast on.